Good afternoon, Nate here. And one of the developments over at NMKL Trader is that we've been working on a Renko system for a complement to the market trend system. Okay. And I want to take a few minutes and just do a little training on what Renko trend or Renko charts are. And then I want to share with you the market trend system and then how this Renko Sniper version 2 NMKL Trader Renko Sniper is very effective and can help change your game as you become better and more advanced into the sector of trading and your trading experience grows. Okay. So without any other background here, other than you see the market trend system here in front of us, I quite frankly have the session, the levels loaded, and the market trend micro. And down here, I have the market trend histogram. And again, keep in mind, those are on sale till the 18th for $199 to get the market trend system. And that's a lifetime buy. Once you get in, next Monday, we start a tiered structure, um, costing or pricing. And that is so that we can get ready for growth here at NMKL Trader. But I want to take a few minutes and kind of go ahead and wet the taste buds with what's going on inside the community. Okay, so just recently, a couple of the traders in our community really got with me and said, "Hey, Nate, we want to trade Rankos again because we've done it in the past. We played around with it for a little bit and a few people did really good. Others didn't understand Ranko. So I want to revive that because there's a lot of power in trading Renko charts. Okay. Now, first thing I want to talk about what is a Renko chart. So if I were to just go over to, let's bring up a blank screen here and go on over to Chat GPT. And the reason I use Chat GPT is because everybody's using it today. And we typed in and it comes up with very good information, is a Renko bar chart. Okay. And let's take a look. And let's kind of see what Chat GPT is going to tell us here. All right. Now, let me get my picture out of the way here. The Renko bar chart is a type of financial chart used in trading that focuses entirely, okay, on price movement rather than time or volume. What you and I are used to, for the most part, is we're used to these charts that are time based, okay? Yes, of course, I've got Heikinashis on here, but whether they're regular Japanese candles or Heikinashis, they are time based. And what was the other key word there? And volume. Okay, so we look at this and so these are time based. In other words, this is a 1 minute chart. Each one of these candles represent a 1 minute time frame, a 1 minute time in um, in history. Okay, and it provides based on the volume and pressure and movement. It basically paints that candle. Okay, and you have wicks on one end or possibly both ends. And so you've already been through probably a lot of studying of Japanese candlesticks, dojis, and then all these different forms when you get all these different formats when you get 3 or 4 in a row. Uh, you know, Trying to remember all that stuff just really is tumultuous or um, complex at times. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm introducing Renko charts. Now, Renko charts are actually very easy once you understand them. Now, let me talk about some of the key features real quick. Um, Block or brick structure. Instead of regular candlesticks or bars that plot every time interval, Renko charts use uniform bricks or boxes, and they have a fixed price size. Okay, you'll see us trading with different brick sizes, whether it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8. We don't usually go past 8 here at NMKL Trader. But that don't mean we won't in the future for our long-term trading venues or ventures later on. But we stick to a 2 to 8 brick volume size. What that simply means is for that particular brick, if I say it's a 2 brick size, it's 2 points for that market. For every market, it's going to be slightly different. Okay, so 2 bricks means 2 points, whether it's gold, whether it's NQ, whether it's ES, whatever futures market it is. If it's if it's Forex, it's going to be pips. All right. And you kind of need to understand that. That's once you get that in your brain, that's pretty much the meat of trading Rankos. Okay. So it has a brick or a block structure. It also only measures price movement. A new brick is only added when the price moves a set amount, 2 points in NQ futures, ignoring the clock entirely. Okay. Now, when we get into trading view, there will be a time limit that you have to select, but that's how much time is needed before it'll actually paint that brick. In other words, um, you know, paint it real quickly. You'll see the market you'll see the projection bricks moving up, but then based on what time frame you use will determine when it's going to accept it and paint it as a solid brick. Okay. And we'll talk more about that. But for now, it's just the price movement. Direction. An up brick, often green or white or whatever color you can give it, appears when price rises by the brick size above the previous brick's high. All right, you got a brick, top of a brick here. It moves another 2 points up, then it'll paint another brick if you're using a 2-point brick size. Okay, a down brick, often red or black, appears when price falls by brick size below the previous brick's low. Okay, it's just an up and down market. Now, what does this do for us? It provides noise reduction. A lot of times you get in the market and you see all this up and down stuff and you can't really tell which way it's going to go. Small fluctuations that don't meet brick size requirements are ignored. Okay, helping you filter out market chop and highlight trends. Okay, this does highlight trends a lot better. It does get rid of some of that chop, and even the NMKL Renko Sniper version 2 is really going to help you filter out some of that noise as well. Okay, just had to throw that pitch in there for a minute. Benefits to traders, and this is something key. It gives you clearer trends, easy to spot uptrends, downtrends, and reversals. Less noise, removes time-based price fluctuations that can cloud decision making. It also will show you it'll be strong with trend systems. Works well for breakouts and momentum strategies. We use a momentum strategy here at NMKL Trader with the Renko Sniper. Now let's talk about this example here real quick, and then I'm going to jump over to the charts because I want you to kind of understand what a Renko brick is before we just head over. Okay. If you set a Renko brick size to 2, we're just going to say 2 because it's quick and easy. Price must move exactly 2 points in one direction from the last brick's close before a new brick prints. Okay. If price moves less than that, nothing is drawn. Time could pass, but no new bricks appear. All right, that's why you'll see if you look at time frames of the bricks, sometimes it don't make sense. One brick might stay at, stay there for 30 minutes, a single brick. But that's because the market's not moving up and down above that 2 points. Okay. If price moves less than that, nothing is drawn. Time could pass, but no new bricks appear. If you want, this is ChatGPT talking back to me. I can make you a visual Renko chart alongside a candle chart so you can see the difference. Let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to ask ChatGPT here, just say, yes, please do that. And let's see what they come up with. Okay. Because I do want to kind of show you the analysis here. It's just thinking. Let's go on down here a little bit. It's just going through its drawing. These are its processes. All right, all right, here we go. Okay, here you see um, the regular candlestick chart up at the top there. Let me just expand this chart out so you can really get a better look. All right, now down here at the bottom, it's supposed to be building a Renko chart. I don't know what happened. Let me just take a quick look at it. Let's go back to this here. Well, it didn't build us a Renko chart. So let's go ahead and jump on back over here to the chart here, and I'll show you what Renkos really look like. Okay. So this is the current market this afternoon, or actually going into the evening, and you can see that we got some back and forth here in the Asian session. All right. Now, what I want to do is just change this to a Renko brick size. I'm going to show you how to add Renko charts. First of all, you have to be you either have to buy an essential account or hire on TradingView to have access to Renko bricks. So it is a little bit more pricey. It's probably about $10 or $15 more a month. But this is where trading begins to really build into whether you want to call it a video game experience, you want to build it into a career. This really starts to help you become a more advanced and experienced trader. All right. So before I jump into this, I want you to see that I'm going to keep the market trend system indicators on my chart. And there's a reason for that. That reason is because the market trend system is the backbone of what we're going to do here at NMKL Trader with this particular um, uh, indicator. Okay. So you can see there's a sell off going off here a little bit. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here to uh, my time frame, and I'm going to go ahead and select 1 second. That's where you're going to need probably, I think actually for 1 second premium. You can get by with 1 minute. Okay. 1 minute's not bad either. In fact, if you don't have the budget for the 1 sec to buy the premium to get down to 1 second, well, by all means, don't worry. Go ahead and just purchase the essentials. 1 minute is great. One of my best traders trades with 1 minute. All right. So don't let that say, well, Nate, I can't afford that. No, just get the essential. And 1 minute is great with this. Okay. So we are not going to select candles here. If you go down and look at candles, all the different candle types, Renko will be one of your options. Okay. And since I already have it here, I'm going to go ahead and click on it. And now you're going to see my Renko bricks added. Now, my Renkos are built based off of, color structure. And I want you to see how I put my charts together. I'm going to go ahead and hide the market trend system indicators for a second. Now, what I'm doing here is simply going to bring up my settings so you can see exactly what I got going on here. Now, I thought I brought up settings. What happened to it? Here we go. Okay, for the symbol, you can see that I just use, now I do like to go ahead and make my wicks a gray. So that way it's just more pleasing for the eyes. So you can go in here and set your color scheme to be, to benefit you when you look at it. Okay. You don't want it to hurt your eyes. So anyway, set your environment up here. The other thing I want you to understand, and at NMKL Trader, the brick size is very important. The higher the brick size, the slower the market's going to move for you because it's now got to move. If you go with a 5 point or a 4 point, it's got to move that many points instead of two before it'll paint a new brick. Okay. And sometimes people use those for the longer trends. Because what we're using this for in this particular method, I'm setting up for a scalping type trade. Okay. So we select traditional because we know what kind of brick size we want to go with and two. All right. And for this indicator, you want to use traditional. All right, so that's under symbol. And then everything else is pretty much what you've already learned in TradingView. There's no settings on these other ones that you have to really go through just to, you know, set it up. Okay, but I did want to show you up here under symbol that you have to manage your brick size right here under box size assignment method, traditional, and box size between 2 and 8, at least for now for NMKL Trader. All right, so there that is. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and now, what happened to my indicators? Did they go away? I guess they decided to disappear on me. Wow, that's interesting. Okay, let's go ahead and load them. So I'm going to go ahead and put the micro trend alert micro for the micro trend, the histogram for the macro trend, the levels, and then the trading session during the day when you're trading the New York session. Okay, let me go ahead and close that. And all of my tools are on here for trading this. Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and load the premier indicator that I am demoing at this moment with a beta group within NMKL Trader. Okay, this is called the NMKL Renko Sniper version 2. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and load that. And I'm not going to get too much in depth of what I've done inside this indicator to make it functional and work with Rankos. Okay, I basically optimized. I took and joined the idea of a QQE and RSI to kind of help me with momentum, and then I optimized it for Renko trading. Okay, so let me go ahead and just click on the thing here. Now, here you can see different brick sizes. All right. 1.5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. I don't have 7 in there, but you can see that these are for ultra fast scalps, yada, 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 and so on and so forth. Now, I go ahead and if you want to just trade the 2-tick chart, you go ahead and you click on the settings. Now, they won't show up here, but they will be, they'll be selected. Okay. They are optimized. They are presets that I have hidden in the into the coding of this indicator, and I don't give those out. Okay, but for 2, this is a fast scalp. Now the second thing I'm going to do, and I'll come back to this in just a few minutes. I'm going to go on over here to the style tab because I want to show you how I like to set this up. I'm going to go through this quickly, so please go back and watch this video and understand the idea behind it. And let's go ahead and get this set up quickly. I recommend you watch it. Don't ask me a bunch of questions about it in the trade room until after you've already set it up. Because if I come and see your chart and I say, well, you haven't even set it up properly, I'm going to tell you to rewatch the video. Okay, just keep in mind that's for time purposes. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do here is go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and select purple for the top one. It's just my color. Choose whatever color you like and what best stands out. I'm going to leave the second one orange, the RSI smooth at 50. RSI columns, this first one I like blue. So I'm going to pick blue because I'm a blue guy when it comes to buying. Buy on blue, sell on red. You've heard that before. Okay, now what I like to do is take the opacity down to a little less than 50%, okay? And I'll show you why in a minute. All right, so there's that color. Now we go on to red here. Just leave it red, but change the opacity a little less than 50%. All right, and then this can stay orange, or you can turn it gray, whatever suits your eye purpose. I'm just going to leave it orange because it's the only orange in here. It makes it easier for me to see the sideways market that way. Okay, zero upper. This is the upper line in the channel. And I'm just going to go ahead and change it to a dotted line. All right. I'm going to go ahead and do that with the red one as well. I'm going to leave them the same color. And then as we get over here into this area, first thing I'm going to do is uncheck QQEX0 crossover and under. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's just get them out of the way because that's where they're at in the way. All right, so QQE XC over channel. Okay, crossover channel. Let's go ahead and I'm going to change this to blue. Okay, I'm going to change this to an up or triangle up. And then I'm going to say top. All right. And then for this one, I'm going to go ahead and go bottom, down, oops, I went the wrong way, bottom, down. Okay. And then this one's also going to be a top. And we're going to change that to blue. We're going to change this to red. And then we're going to make this one a down, or bottom, sorry. These are going to stay balls. I'm going to go ahead and turn these off for the presentation. You can use them later on. All right. So once I've got everything built there, I'm going to also go ahead and turn off label. Let's see, pane labels, okay? Because there's a little label that comes up here and gets in your way. All right. Now, this is for fast scalping, okay? And what I recommend you do, go ahead and hide the market trend system, is only trade in the direction of the market trend system. Buy on blue, sell on red, okay? Right now it is just now a red histogram popping up. So we can get in here if we want. That's not the greatest place to get in. Let's see what's going to happen. We're going to look for the next possible potential place to get in. Okay. Let me just kind of, I don't know why it's not moving up. Maybe I'm going to grab it over here. Let's go over here and grab it. See if we can move it up. Okay, put it in the middle there. All right. So basically, you get these arrows that are going to tell you when to get in and when to take a sell or take a buy, okay, or what the trend is actually doing. These are a little more enhanced. Now, in this case, you would have saw, oh, get in here. Well, you want to wait until you get the sell, but it's not red down here, so do not take that trade. Now, of course, yes, it went more than 40 ticks, all right, or my what I like to see, but it's not a good it's not a good place to get in because there's always something that can go against you. All right. Let's go ahead. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a little bit more comprehensive trading style with this. I'm going to go ahead and go back to my settings. Now, what I did is I showed you the 2-bar preset. It's for fast trading, okay? It wants you to get in as soon as basically this thing starts in a downtrend. All right. And if you're watching your histogram here, you can see that this was a trend. Now we're kind of in a sideways market a little bit, but I want to expand this for you a little bit and make it more productive for what I call scalping myself. So what else I built in was a set of presets. Let me go ahead and open it up. That are great. Okay, this is the optimized greatness of this. Okay, you go back over to inputs and you select custom overrides. That's these numbers right here. Now, when you click on these up here, when you click on the drop down, you're not going to see those ones in the middle change. Like for instance, if I wanted to go to Balance Scout, go to a 6 point Renko bar and then select this one. But what I'm going to do, just leave this on 2, and I'm going to use my custom override. You're going to see the chart below change. All right, now you see some of that orange starting to burn out in there. That orange is a sideways zone. Do not trade. Okay, that's where this thing becomes magic. Now you do see that it takes a little longer to get in this, but at the end of the day, you don't have to get in right here on your buys and sells. This just shows you the new micro trend. Okay, and of course you want to kind of go with the histogram. You want to kind of stay in the market, or you want to kind of use the overall trend to align with the macro. You want the agreement between the micro and the macro still, and then you use this. And it really keeps you out of trouble. This is awesome, folks. Let me show you. Going back this way. Okay, looky, we'll just go back and look at some of the opportunities that were today. Okay, here was one just a little while ago, about 4 in the afternoon here on the West Coast. Okay, 4:30 to be exact. I'm just going to use a little bit of lines to kind of show you how this works. And you can set your alerts for these things to come up too. Okay, that's where you would have got in. You're like, Nate, where would you got now? Right here. Actually, let's go over. You're going to see that that cross happens in between those two, and that's where you're going to get out after that one right there. All right, so you gain something. All right, let's go back even before that. I'll show you how to trade this thing. Oh, here's a nice one. Oh, yeah. This is a good trade. This happened after the market for the new day opened. Wow. Okay. Look at this here. Now, this is a fast moving market because I've got 1 minute or 1 second selected. Now, that doesn't mean each of these bars are going to travel in 1 second. What it means is as they paint 2 points, not time, but every second it's updating. So if it sees that a bar has moved 2 points in a direction and has maintained it for more than 1 second, it's going to go ahead and it's going to paint that bar. All right. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and put a line at the where I would have gotten out here. Okay, the cross is right here. So that's one after the cross, I believe. Or if you do it at the cross, no big deal. Whichever one. The thing is, you get out before this thing goes into chop. This is chop, folks. Okay, you see it right here. This begins the choppy area. And then it goes over to right about here. This is trouble. I don't know what that time frame is, but you can see that this represents chop. Anywhere between the green and red, that's chop. In fact, it's coming down. Plus, you're using this as a filter. How many more filtering systems do you need to really understand that this is not the area to trade? And it's really phenomenal. Okay, so if you would have got in on this trade here, and you would have rode this up, that's about six. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, roughly about 10 bars. Okay, because here's the one you get out on. That's 10 bars. That equals how many points? 20 points. Okay. And if we know that how much is a 1 point in the NQ, it's $20. So if you do the math, what does this equal? It's kind of cool. That's about, let's see, it's going to be 0, 0. Look at that. That's a $400 trade, folks. couple of those in a day, you've hit your target. You're done. Move on. Go enjoy life for the day. Hit the golf course. I want to show you that for a reason. All right. So let me go ahead and get rid of all the. Let me just wait. I'm not going to erase all the green and red, but I am going to grab that there and just get rid of this. Get rid of this. Oh, come on. There we go. Get rid of all that. There we go. We're getting there. All right. I wanted you to kind of see that so you can see how powerful this is just for that one move. And that's how Rankos work. Okay. And that time frame was between 1525 and 1600. $400 in 30 minutes. You ain't gonna make that anymore working. Even as an engineer, no way. Okay, let's go back a little bit more. I want to show you how exciting this thing is. All right. Now, yes, you have from the open, today's open, you do have a downward market and you have some chop in here. You could have tried to squeeze that out, but I usually stay out of this kind of stuff. All right. Until I get something solid running. All right. There we go. That's that. But you can, and you also see this chop here at the beginning because we're right on the borderline and all of this is orange. It's in between. Now that blue one there is because it went just to the green line and touched it and came back down. So this is all chop. Also, look at your support and resistance areas. Look at your supply and demand zones. Very key to keep that maintained and understand where things are. Okay. Here's a good trade right here before the end of the day. Let's look at this one. We got this chop here up at the top, and then you get a trade right here. And then you can follow this down and you can get out basically right here. Here's where you get out on that line. Okay, so you make a profit on all of this right here. It's pretty awesome. If I was to take the measuring tool here and just see how many ticks it went in, let's see. So we would have got in right here, drove this down to, let's just say we got out on that one, right. Now I'm just going to call it right there. 79 ticks. That converts to 20 points again. That's about another $400 move, folks. Roughly 380. But you can see how these short movements, and this one happened within all of 48 minutes, about 40 minutes. Not bad. Okay, let's go into the trading day itself. Let me go ahead and turn on my trading session day there. I got to make my color the correct color that I like. Let's make the opacity about halfway. Okay, now we're into the trading day. You can take these little ones. Remember, I don't trade usually the half or the end of the day, and you would have probably made $100 off of it, but I would have stayed out of one this late in the afternoon. Now this one here, around 12:50, that 12:50's Pacific Standard Time, I would have probably gotten in on this one. Okay, so you can see how many opportunities there are to trade throughout the day using the 2 point system here. It's just incredible. All right, let's move this over here. So it's one after that, just to be fair. And let me go ahead and show you this. So we're going to take it up to right there. That's where we would have pulled the plug. 73 ticks. You divide that by 4, 8, 9, 9. Let's see. You divide this by 4, and that gives you about 72 divided by 4 is roughly 18, I believe. So you take 18 times 20, That's about 360 bucks. Okay. Now that's not including your spread. You got to take that out of it too. But it's somewhere around 360 bucks. Not a bad trade. You get about 3 or 4 of these going. Now, look at this. This is what I love about this indicator. All right. We have a red, this is a sell area, but here's what I love about it, folks. Look at this chop from right here, basically. Oops, sorry. Going down below that to right here. It's not drawn in both panes, but I'll move this up just a little bit for you so you can see. And that, folks, is all chop. Okay, and then if I wanted to draw it down here, that's why I wanted to demonstrate this for you so you can see the power of it. This is all chop. Now, if you're trading just the micro, or I'm sorry, the market trend system, you can still get caught up in some of this chop, and you got to be careful. But overall, the Renko trading system can really keep you out of it. That's why I love it. Let's go back. Let me delete that. Let's go back further in the day, and then we'll wrap this up. I'm just trying to show you how awesome this is. Okay, now this is one of those deals where yes, you have a downtrend. You have a downtrend here, but you want to respect the overall trend. Okay, the macro, we have to respect it. There's a reason for it. But here you go, and this is chop. Okay, stay out of it. Yeah, well, it went down. I could have got a 500 or 600 bucks out of it. If you like trading against the trend, that's totally up to you. What I'm trying to do is get you to understand you're not professional traders yet. You have to come into this game following the rules because you're awkward when you first come into trading. Then you can develop your skill and become mechanical as you follow the rules and learn them. And then when you become a natural, those are the 3 phases of learning. Once you become a natural or a pro, then if you counter trend, there's no harm in the game because you obviously know a psychology of a trader. You obviously know risk management. Okay. But once you have those things down, then it's okay. All right. But right now, just stay with the trend. That's why I developed the market trend system. That's why I've developed this type of trading style. Okay, especially with Rankos. All right, here we go. Here's a trade, and you're going to see these throughout the day. That's what I love about them. You can step away for 15 minutes, and then all of a sudden, here comes another one. 1, 2, 3 bricks. Okay, 3 bricks is 6 points, and you take 6 points times 20, that's 120 bucks. Okay, not bad. Keep adding those up throughout the day. Okay, look at all that chop. Wow, that's awesome. I hate trading this kind of market. I really do. We're looking for non-choppy markets. Here's another one right here. This is what I love about this, folks. You could do this all day long. Get your soda, sit in your chair, or get your coffee, sit in your chair, get your lounge chair out on the pool deck and watch this. Maybe you're going fishing. You can take your laptop and your cell phone with you and Wi-Fi it out. I'm just telling you, the sky's the limit. All right. And I'm not trying to sell you. I'm telling you the truth. It can happen. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go 4 times 2 is 8 times 20 is 160 bucks. Okay. Get a couple of these and you're already at your $500 target. $500 a day times 251 trading days a year. That's $125,000 a year income, folks. I don't know how you can beat that. All right. So I think you get my point. All right. Where can you get this? Come on over to NMKL Trader. After the 18th, we're going to launch this. That's the second tier of our pricing at NMKL Trader. This is phenomenal. This will help you pass prop firm evals. This will help you get into a funded account and manage risk. Okay. This is going to do so much more for you. And we are priced a lot less than our competitors like QuantView and some of the other programs out there. The reason is I want you to have a great trading experience. At the same time, I'm taking care of myself through this. Don't worry. Okay. And we're going to build a structure that's going to help NMKL Trader Community, traders helping traders. This is so simple, so easy, yet so powerful. Buy on blue, sell on red at NMKL Trader Community. If you want to get started, at least today, buy the market trend system itself before next Monday so you don't have to pay that first pricing tier of the NMKL Trader market trend system. And you have to, if you want the Renko charting, you don't have to pay that first tier if you pay the $199 before next Monday. That's the reality of this. But come next Monday on the 18th, everything goes to a market trend system, $79 a month for newcomers, $139 a month total for people that want the basic market trend system and Renko charting. And then I'm also putting together a mentorship program. It's all going to be in the link below at nmkltrader.gumroad.com/L/MTS. Get started today. Do not wait. And then once you're going to see the $199 pricing, go ahead and purchase that. Then when we launch the other, I'll have a webinar and I'll share with you all about the NMKL Trader Renko Sniper system and how it's going to be priced. Okay. And I'll answer all those questions in that webinar. This is Nate. Have a great trading experience this week. Talk to you on the other side.